Hey, what's up? Hope you're having a fantastic day and welcome back to another video. Now today, I thought we could switch things up and I could give you a review of what it's like to be a YouTuber. So obviously on this channel, we do a lot of product reviews and I thought it'd be quite funny if I would give you a review of what it's like to be the guy that creates the product reviews. So I'm gonna give you some of the pros and some of the cons of what it's like to be a YouTuber in 2020. Now today's video marks 1 year since I started doing this YouTube channel. In August of 2019, on this Tuesday of the exact week, I uploaded my very first talking head YouTube video where I reviewed the Boss RC505 against the Boss RC300. Now, to be honest, I literally had no idea what I was doing when I was filming and editing that video. But one thing I definitely did know was that I 100% wanted to be doing this YouTube channel. So filming this video today, I have done 151 YouTube videos in the past 365 days, which is pretty intense. And what I've gained from that is over 200,000 views and also 2,755 subscribers, something pretty cool like that. Now, every single video has been done by me. So I have planned, filmed, edited, created the thumbnail. So let's talk about the actual process it takes to create a YouTube video, just like the one you're watching right now. And I've taken some notes so I don't miss anything. So on a YouTube video, the first thing you got to do is you actually have to research the topic you're going to talk about. Pretty self-explanatory, but you can't most of the time just click on the camera and start talking about a load of rubbish because you're probably going to make a mistake. Then people are going to dive in at you on the comment section like, this kid doesn't know what he's talking about. So the first stage of a YouTube video is research. Then after you've researched it, you then have to plan the actual video you're gonna go and film. What you're gonna talk about, what are the key bullet points, the key specifications of the product you're talking about, what are you actually going to say? Now you could fully script the YouTube video, I do not. I just I go for it after writing a few notes down. And I personally prefer that style because it's more authentic and it's also better for the YouTube experience. It's less reading off a script. And then after you've plan the video, you have to go about and start filming it. So you have to start setting everything up. You're gonna set your tripod up and set up your lights. Now, obviously you could have a sort of pre-built area. Mine's sort of like an 80% pre-built area. My lights usually stay in the same place, but if I wanna move the camera around, I have to move this light around and this tripod. Before I rearranged this room, the setup time for a YouTube video was insane. It was like 30 minutes, 40 minutes for me to get the lights, toggle everything in place, get the camera set up. It was very unsustainable. I've sort of made it a bit better right now, but it's still not the best. Once you've actually set up and you're ready to film, you've then obviously got to film the video. Go through that, might take you an hour, hour and a half, depending on what you're actually doing or how good you are on the camera. But obviously the more videos you do, the better you become at doing this. And then once you've filmed the video, this is where the fun part comes, depending on how you look at it. So you've then got to obviously edit the video. Now, some videos are an absolute blast to edit. I really like doing the product review videos. They're absolutely awesome, but there's some videos that are very tedious to edit if there's a lot of things that go into it. But yeah, you got to do it. Hey, it's for the people, for the subscribers. You've just got to do it. So once you've edited the video, you then have to check it. Usually, check it for any spelling mistakes, any dodgy edits that you've messed up on. And then I usually export it, and then I also check it again. Once you've done that, you can then finally upload it to YouTube, but you may think, oh, you're done. No, you are not done. There's a few more stages you've got to do. Once it's uploaded to YouTube, you can then go about and start optimizing it. So this is where I'll type in my sort of description, few keywords so it helps people discover it. Then you dive on down to the tags. So you then have to write all the YouTube tags in once again so people can find it, relevant ones, the product. And then once you've done that, you can now go ahead and create the thumbnail. You could do this at the start. Some people do this before they even film the video. I do it afterwards because usually the video kind of completes itself while I film it as to what I actually want it to be. Then I create the thumbnail. This can usually take maybe 40 minutes, editing pictures, adding text, finding something catchy to, you clickbait people into the video in a nice way. And then once that's happened, you finally add that to your YouTube video and it can go live. It can finally go on the internet. Actually, no, it can't. I've missed a step. You then have to add your end screen element, so the little sort of check out these videos here, and also your YouTube card. So check out these videos in the YouTube card area if you have any of those in the video. And then also you have to add in your ads. So if you have ads in the middle of the video, you have to add those in, or you can get YouTube to do it automatically, but that's a bit hit and miss. Some people complain they have loads. Some people complain they have, well, they don't complain because they don't have hardly any. Now, before we continue with the video, I actually want to talk about some of the pros of actually doing YouTube, because I don't want to appear like Mr. Negatron moaning about his editing at the start of the video. Now, the major pros of the YouTube channel, in my opinion, is the fact you can essentially build your own community around something you're super enthusiastic about. Now, my channel is all about your music, but in particular, the genre inside of music is live looping, which is like, one-man band stuff. We use loop pedals, loop multiple instruments to sound like an entire band, but on your own. Now, the cool thing is about what I've done here on YouTube is I've built almost like 3,000 people in one place, in my own community, in my own comment section, asking me questions, asking other people questions, and we're talking all the time about stuff that is my entire life, music, tech, and those things of that nature. So that's one of the most incredible things about YouTube in general. Now, before we continue with today's video, I would just like to say a huge thank you to every single person that's been a part of this channel for the past 365 days. It's been absolutely insane. I've loved the fact you've all enjoyed watching the videos, liking the videos, and also commenting down below and sparking up conversation between one another, and also sparking up conversation with me. It's been absolutely spectacular to see the community that has been built, and it's been amazing. The growth has been insane. Like last year, I think I had 8 subscribers. This day last year, something like that. I think most of the accounts are myself. And then now you've got 2,750, which is just mind-blowing. I would just like to say thank you so much. Some other benefits as well of the YouTube channel I've really enjoyed in particular is it's kind of, it gave me almost I don't want to be all Mr. Mystical, but it's gave me some form of a purpose in what I'm actually trying to achieve. Now, when I started the YouTube channel, I'd literally just graduated from university, and I was 19 years old. Here in the UK, you usually graduate from uni when you're 21, but I did some crazy fast track course. I'm child genius or something. I'm not a child genius, but I was 19 years old, and I didn't really know what to do. I had a music degree, but the thing is, jobs in the music industry, you don't just go, here's my CV and let's have an interview. It's a very weird space to try and get employed in. And I didn't really know what to do because one, I was so young, so no one could really take me that seriously. And I had this degree and I was kind of in limbo in what I was trying to do. So I kicked off the YouTube channel to sort of keep myself busy, pumping out loads and loads of videos. And then as I started doing that, this is just what I'm like. As soon as I start something I enjoy, I just become super invested in it. And that's why we went from 2 videos to 3 videos. We've even done daily videos at certain milestones here on the channel. Just because when I start something, it just becomes my entire life. I get super duper consumed. Now, that was one of the major pros of the YouTube channel, just how it almost kept my mind distracted and focused on something that I could work towards. And then inevitably, as the channel would grow, that would give me more gravitas. So then, I could be taken more seriously at such a young age when I was trying to get employed. Now, one of the major negatives of being a YouTuber or just a content creator in general is the fact people don't view it as an actual job. This is probably the major factor that really irritates me, and I'm going to explain right now. So since I've been 14, I've been a professional musician. I've been playing around, doing gigs. And then as I've gotten older, I started to do more professional things like session work and better gigs because, I've gotten better as a musician. So from 14, I have essentially been working, but because it's music, people don't view that as a job to begin with. So people in their head think I haven't been working for 6 years and I need to finally get a job. That's not true. I work pretty much every weekend doing gigs. So then on top of that, because people already have that thing that I'm need to get a job, now that I do YouTube, they also are he needs to get a job. He's wasting his time pumping out these YouTube videos. He's going to be famous. But the thing is, because I was already doing music and then I do something online, there's this huge umbrella that I've never worked. But I've worked since I was 14, which is super irritating, especially with family members. They don't seem to get that this is a full-time job. I put insane hours into building this channel. I get up and I usually don't finish until 9 p.m., 9:30 p.m. I'm still going, and sometimes I haven't even completed everything I wanted to achieve in that day. I maybe still need to plan the next videos. I need to maybe finish editing a course or something. There's still loads that I have left to do in that day. But for some reason, I'm not working and I need to get a job. And this is just an issue with the whole social media thing in general. Because it's brand new, people haven't got their heads around it, that it actually takes a lot of effort to create it, because people only see the highlights. They see the 10-minute, 15-minute video with all of the things pumped into a short thing and think, that kind of took much effort to put together. That's the major con of the whole thing, is almost sort of the tedious, just the negativity towards what you're trying to do. Now, another huge demanding aspect of YouTube is the creative energy. You need to be constantly coming up with new ideas. Now, in the early days, you don't need to be Mr. like original with your YouTube video ideas. You just start creating the videos. But obviously, as you get more and more comfortable, you're gonna start to gradually get suggestions in the comment section that then spark ideas for really unique videos. So don't put too much pressure on yourself at the start to be like, oh, I need that magical viral video, because throughout doing almost generic videos, ideas will come on those more specific niche videos. Now, I was actually pretty lucky with my first YouTube video, which was the Boss RC505 versus the Boss RC300 loop pedal. Now, obviously, I had just recently came from being the consumer, the customer looking to buy the Boss RC505 loop pedal, and I knew there was not a video comparing both the pedal I owned, which was the RC300, against the new one that I wanted to buy, which was the RC505, because I just spent the last 3 months of my life researching the RC505 to the nth degree before I decided to buy it. So I knew from day one that there was a huge gap in the YouTube search engine for that particular video. So I made that my first YouTube video, and right now I think it has like 14,000 views, something like that, a year later. But it's generated a lot of subscribers, and it also was key to getting my watch time up in order for me to become monetized, so I could put ads here on YouTube, because it was a long video, and obviously it was the only one on the internet, so it had a relatively decent watch time. So that's something to bear in mind when launching your channel. Don't put too much pressure on almost planning the channel before you've even started. Just literally take action with the first few ideas you've got, and then they'll begin. And on this topic further, when I said I was gonna do 3 videos a week for the entirety of 2020, I literally only had 2 weeks of video ideas when I set that big statement on my channel. I had like 6 video ideas, and then the rest of them just came gradually. Comments, thinking out the box, and those types of things. And so far we've done all right. You know, we found 111 videos to fill those weeks out. Now, probably the biggest pro in general of starting a YouTube channel is the personal development aspect of taking on the task. I never knew how to edit a video. I taught myself loads of stuff in Adobe Premiere Pro. I learned Adobe After Effects, Adobe Photoshop, Lightroom, all these different software packages that introduced a whole new set of skills that I never had a year ago. And it's been absolutely amazing from a learning perspective. I've probably developed more than I did at university, learning stuff day in, day out, doing this self-teaching online in order to essentially create this community. That's probably the best thing about it, is how you learn everything. I know loads about cameras now, aperture, ISO, how to set up like different things to get different looks, different lenses, stuff I never knew before. It also has developed my critical thinking. On a daily basis, I'm constantly thinking about what title's better, what thumbnail's better, what video edit's better here. Should we take that? Should I delete that? Every single day, my mind's being developed in a totally new aspect than it previously was, you know, just being a musician, playing the guitar and writing songs. It's totally different. Now let's talk about some of the cons of actually doing a YouTube video. And the first thing I want to actually talk about is kind of the motivation and mental state that it takes in order to sustain a channel. Now, in the early days, you know, you're pumping out loads of videos and you're sinking your heart into the editing and you think, oh, these are epic, but you hardly get any clicks. Literally, it took me forever to even hit 100 subscribers, and it took me 100 videos to even hit 1,000 subscribers. But the way I find myself counteracting this is I always try and think 6 months ahead, 8 months ahead, instead of being consumed in the moment and the now of not seeing any results. Because as my channel has grown since I've started, because I've been on here in a year, and you look back on the analytics, it blows me away that now I can get 40,000 views in a single month, whereas when I started, I was getting maybe 300 views in a month. It's just the way you have to shift your mental state. You can't be too consumed in the moment looking at the analytics ticking up, because then that just stops and halts progress because you become super demotivated. So you just almost have to visualize yourself with, oh, I'll have 1,000 subscribers at this point, do a little bit of maths as well so you keep it realistic, and you think, all right, 6 months time, we'll hit that goal. And then usually if you just keep on pumping at it, you can hit that goal as long as, it's relatively realistic. I'm not gonna have 1 million subscribers in like 30 days. Now, on the topic of editing videos, if you are in the market for learning how to edit YouTube videos fast and efficient, and you're brand new to Adobe Premiere Pro, then check out the link in the video description down below, because I've put together a full essential basics guide. There's loads of shortcuts in there. You're gonna absolutely love some of the tips and tricks on how you can use effects to make your B-roll look way smoother and more professional. I've probably edited like over 350 videos in Adobe with my courses and YouTube combined. So I've basically consolidated all of my information in a super short and quick guide so you can start editing videos more efficiently and faster, so you can pump out better quality content at a quicker rate. Link in the description. Now, to conclude, is it worth being a YouTuber in 2020? The whole point of this video was to review being a YouTuber, so what is my final verdict? And in my honest opinion, I think it's 100% worth doing. I think it's the future of just the world in general, just this online media, influencer, whatever you want to call it. It's such an exciting job, essentially. Now, the reason why I say this, if you want to do it, it's going to be a lot of hours up front. It's going to take a lot of effort. Trust me, it takes so much effort to even get to the stage where I am, which is still relatively not much. But if you do it, make sure you pick a topic and a niche for your channel that you're 100% passionate about. Don't pick a niche on YouTube that is super profitable, it's got the highest AdSense rate, because you're not going to have that sustainability. It's all about, if you've got that enthusiasm about the particular thing you're talking about, that's going to enable you to pump out as much content that's actually required in order to grow a YouTube channel in 2020. And you're also actually going to enjoy pumping out that content. Now, yes, there's moments where you don't want to make a video about another loop pedal, but you soon get over it, because as soon as you click record, you're sort of like, yeah, this is epic. So 2020, should you be a YouTuber? I think you should give it a go.